if we have to do it. I already know it off the top of my head. The kid's young, it's like 13.
Well, it looks like I'm most, aside from the 10-year-old Michigan girl, I guess I'll just...
You're listening to Daybreak USA.
Hey, we are on Facebook, Daybreak USA as well, if you want to watch the live feed in addition to maybe after you listen to us on the radio. We're going to start off with Yahoo and a weird little story about the FBI and the NSA, and then a mom who left her kids alone while she went to Cancun with her boyfriend, a little girl credited with saving her mom, and then a dad charged in the operating room to hold his baby after his baby was born, $39.35. All right, John, let's start with you.
Yeah, because there's a new report that says Yahoo actually built a software program that allowed it to search users' email for data that could be given to the NSA or the FBI. There's a report from Reuters that says they've complied with a government request and scanned millions of Yahoo accounts for the NSA and FBI. They allowed Yahoo to search incoming email for specific sets of characters and phrases. And we don't know yet if the tech company gave any data to the government. But Yahoo says it's a law-abiding company and they comply with U.S. law, but they also read your email.
Well, it's kind of weird. All right, I'm gonna jump to the father who was charged $39.35 to hold his son in the operating room after he was born. So basically, you get an itemized bill, and some people don't look at that. They're like, the insurance company's paying it. I always think it's a good idea to look because you might get some weird charge for like random tube $2,000, and you're like, I didn't use a random tube for $2,000. Okay, so the bill was $1,626, $39.35 was charged for skin-to-skin contact after his wife's C-section. And he says the charge was in reference to holding the baby right after the delivery. They hand it to you, you get the skin-to-skin contact. Medical workers explained that skin-to-skin involves more nurses being brought into the OR to make sure the baby is safe and doesn't fall. And so there has to be a $39.35 charge because for that 2 minutes, an extra nurse is brought in to stand by. Give me a break.
Wow. Who's sitting there this whole time writing all these things down? Oh, he's holding the baby. That's $40 to hold the baby and another $15 for the cotton swab. And then he used a little Purell hand sanitizer, $80.
They throw a ton of stuff on there, and they don't expect people to be like this guy who actually goes through every item. So good for him.
I please tell you, I would have liked someone to hold my husband because when I had a C-section, I thought he was going to faint. I mean, that guy almost lost it. I'm like, bro. I'm like, here I am in the middle of a C-section, and I'm like, bro. I do call my husband bro. I go, you need to sit down. And he's just like ready to. He goes, I was a little shocked when, it's very. Yeah, I couldn't handle it.
My son was a C-section baby, and it took forever. We didn't know it was going to be a C-section because we wanted to do it naturally, and then it went on for 18 hours of labor. So finally, the doctor said, "Well, we could do a C-section," and my wife was like, "Please do it." So when it was time, I had originally expected to be there when he was born, but then when it was a C-section, I figured, well, this is big, gross surgery. They're going to open her up, so they don't want me there. Plus, I'm not sanitary. So I said, "Well,
you're not."
And then they jumped all over me. They were like, "What? You're not going to be there?" And I was like, "Oh, okay." And I just remember being there, and she was on such pain meds. She's not noticing. She's talking to me about what we're going to paint in the baby's room, and I'm seeing people with their arms buried up to their elbows in my wife's stomach going, "We can't find him. Where is that little bugger?" I'm like, "What? Are we sure there's a baby in there?"
Okay,
maybe she just got fat.
The visual is freaking me out right now. Okay, Talk about the rescue story, Chris.
Oh, the 10-year-old driver? Usually when you see a story tagged or slugged 10-year-old driver, you figure, boy, some 10-year-old kid took off in a car. But this is actually a little 10-year-old hero, a Michigan girl. She's credited with preventing disaster during a drive with her mom. Apparently, this little girl called police dispatchers, telling them that her mom had had a medical event behind the wheel.
First, she was talking to me in code, and then she just started looking around until I put the car. I turned the car off.
It's hard to understand, but that's little Anila saying she was able to reach from the front up into the front passenger seat and actually steer the Saturn Vue to the side of the road, and then managed to throw the car into park. And helped guide first responders to the location then, which further saved her mom. So she really was quite a little heroine there.
I am so impressed by these little kids that really rise to the occasion when they're terrified because something's happening to their parents. We had another one recently with a diabetic dad behind the wheel, and the daughter also saved the day. Now, this is crazy, I think, because I've got kids this age. My kids are 7, 9, and 11. This mom left her 3 kids. They are 11, 8, and 8, so twin daughters who are 8. She left them 4 to 5 days while she went to Cancun with her boyfriend alone in September, okay? And she told the neighbor whom she does not know, hey, would you mind like periodically checking in on my daughters because I'm going to Cancun to woohoo party. And so I know I don't know you, but could you just make sure they're not dead?
But that's
Wow.
it. Like, nobody was putting them to bed. Nobody was feeding them lunch. Nothing. It was just
And-
make sure they're still alive.
And nothing against the neighbor. For all I know, the neighbor probably was the upstanding citizen that reported this. But if you don't know who the neighbor is, you could hey, could you watch my kids? I have some little girls here. I'm going to be away for a few days, and the neighbor could be like, oh yeah, I'll watch your kids.
And
I
when,
mean,
by the way, you expect it to be, I mean, I'll be honest, I expect it to be like some dumpy house in some crummy neighborhood, some old van in the front yard. No, it's a beautiful white home with a white picket fence and, trees and flowers in the front yard, a flag hanging from the front door. She's posting selfies in her bikini from Cancun, Mexico. Woohoo! And, and left the kids alone. Who does that?
I didn't even leave them alone to go to the grocery store. I take
I don't
the
either.
younger ones along, and then you're going out of the country? Good night.
I know. Good night. Thank you, ladies
night,
and
sir.
gentlemen.
That's right.
All right, Chris, really enjoyed hearing about your wife's C-section. Your son's 18
Yeah.
now, but
I have
obviously-
more about it. I'll tell you later.
Okay,
Yeah, over breakfast.
I can't wait. Yeah, let's get our hash browns and eggs, and then we'll get rolling. All right,
Yeah.
thanks, guys. Hey, find us on Facebook as well, Daybreak USA for the live feed.